What do great artists and great scientists have in common? Hi, this is Misha Tuesday, the Mystic Hypnotist, with a little video to define magic. Now, I'm not talking about stage magic where you do some trickery to make it look like you're doing impossible things. I have done a lot of that sort of thing. I know a lot of magic tricks, and I'm not knocking it, but that's not the subject of this particular video. In here, I'm talking about the type of magic where you are attempting to make things happen that you want to have happen, changing reality. Now, some people would call it manifestation. Some people talk about the law of attraction. There's a lot of different terms for it, but whatever you call it, it's a real phenomenon. Now, I don't think that you can use magic to shoot fireballs out of your hands, or I don't think cutting out a picture of a sports car and sticking it on your vision board is going to make it suddenly appear in your driveway. But I do think that we have a lot more ability than we usually give ourselves credit for to influence and create our experience. So when I talk about magic, I'm talking about the whole package. Mindset, positive attitude, and even nudging the universe to express itself in a way that we want to have happen. Now, my favorite definition of magic comes from the British occultist Aleister Crowley. And you may have heard Ozzy Osbourne singing about him, although he said Crowley instead of Crowley. It's properly pronounced Crowley. And Crowley's definition is, magic is the science and art of causing change to occur in conformity with the will. And I like this definition for several reasons. The main elements of it are causing change, in other words, making things happen, and the will. Crowley wrote a lot about what he calls true will, but for now I'll just say it's your inner determination to take responsibility for your experience, for your creation of the world as you experience it. It is a mindset, and I'll probably do a video just on that in the future. But the thing I love most about change in conformity with the will is that it doesn't necessarily have to be supernatural, right? It doesn't say that you have to be doing some kind of impossible, magical energy into the universe. It doesn't say anything at all about how the change happens, only that you cause it. It's a results-based definition rather than a truth-based definition. And I'm a pragmatist. I am a very practical guy, so I like to go for results. Suppose, for example, that you wanted to get a new job and you want to cause this change. You might start out doing the normal things that people do when they're looking for a new job. You might fine-tune your resume and you send out some applications, you get interviews, you might get some new clothes, you might even do some role-playing, practice, interview questions with a friend or something like that. There's a lot of things day-to-day, mundane, that you can do to set yourself up for this. But when you do it for a while and you don't get the jobs you're applying for, you might think, maybe I can do some magic on top of it and enhance this, right? Maybe you use visualization or a vision board or some kind of spell casting ritual. Many techniques and methods possible with this stuff. But you do whatever you do, and 2 days later, you get a job offer. Now, was it the spell? Was it the interview practicing that you did with your friend? Was it the new clothes? Maybe the spell had a psychological effect that pumped up your attitude and made you ace the interview. Or maybe it actually summoned spirits that could go and influence the decision maker, right? We don't really know exactly what worked, how it worked, why it worked, and I think that's not even really the point. It's probably not possible to know for sure. And from my point of view, it doesn't matter, because like I said, I'm a pragmatist, I'm results-based. So since our definition focuses on the change and not the how or the why, right? So every step you take, no matter how practical or whimsical, the clothes and the spell energy are all ingredients in the soup. So another thing that I really like about Crowley's definition, remember Crowley said, magic is the science and art of causing change to occur in conformity with the will. And he starts off by saying it's a science and an art, right? So on the science side, there are methods, procedures, theories, and ideas about how it works that you can draw from. But it's also an art. There can be a substantial amount of improvisation, creativity, even impracticality in it as well. So we can approach it seriously, or at least sincerely, but also playfully and adventurously with an air of, experimentation. I started this video by posing the question, what do great scientists and great artists have in common? And one of my answers is that they are always experimenting. And if you like this video, please click like, hit subscribe so you'll get future tips on magic and how to make your wishes happen. And thank you so much for watching.